Right, good morning guys. So I'm in Intramuros, Manila, bright and early because I need to extend my visa. If you don't get there first thing in the morning, it can be a horrible hot few hours waiting. Typically in the past whenever I've come down here, I just get my visa done, I leave. I find the place you can get quite a lot of hassle. People always trying to sell you stolen phones and drugs and other things. And I've never really given the place a chance. So today, I'm going to extend my visa. I'm going to go hopefully check out Fort Santiago, hopefully it's open on time. And generally just check out the area and see what Intramuros has to offer. So stick around to find out. So I've acquired my new visa, which I'm happy about. Nice, quick, simple process as always. Just come down to Fort Santiago, which is back here. But I only have 1,000 peso notes, and of course they don't have change. So I'm going to go get some change and then hopefully be able to get inside and check that out. So I had to pull in at Starbucks, which is just on the corner conveniently. Tried a few street vendors and of course no one's going to change, which is quite common here in the Philippines. Trying to break 1,000 notes outside of sort of major chains and supermarkets can be a bit difficult, but that's down to me and poor planning. So I'm just going to have my tea, got myself a little snack, and hopefully I'll carry on. But one thing I will say is I do think I've got this area wrong in the past when I've been here. I think usually when I go to immigration I get it really early. I'm sort of up sort of 4 in the morning. Like last night I didn't sleep very well, so I woke up about 1:30, knowing I had to get up for immigration. So I only had a couple of hours sleep. And I think typically that's when I come here, lots of people offering you things I don't really want to take or buy off them, you know, first thing in the morning, so it just makes me want to get out of it. And I have lived in Metro Manila for a few years now, so this is not uncommon to me sometimes in places, getting approached, it doesn't make me uncomfortable. But I do think it just sort of made me feel a bit bad about the area. So anyway, I'm going to have my little front bed and my tea, and then I'll be getting to Fort Santiago. And I should put sunscreen on because I am already burning as standard. So, made it into Fort Santiago, or the entrance. Sort of garden greenway area. And one thing I didn't realise about Intramuros is just how much green space and how easy it is to walk around for anyone that spent any time in Metro Manila. You know, it's a very heavily congested and condensed city without a lot of green space a lot of the time. So it's actually really nice to be able to come and walk down here. And right now we're in the middle of summer, it's about 34 degrees. And it's actually quite cool. I mean, obviously I'm walking in the shade a little bit, but it feels quite open and airy, whereas a lot of the city is sort of very big high-rises. You don't get a lot of air. So no, this is a nice, pleasant surprise, and I think I've definitely got it wrong on my preconceptions of what I was to expect in Intramuros. And it's nice to come out and see some history, do sightseeing. I can't believe I've been here so many years and never actually visited this spot, which is kind of why I wanted to start this channel. Really, was just I spent a long time here, moved here because my girlfriend, who's now my fiance, I've kind of just been living a very much normal life here. When we travel, it's usually outside of the city to get away from the city a little bit, and now now I'm sort of spending more time without travelling at the moment, sort of focusing on work and other things. I thought rather than just try and focus on getting days where I'm actually out and about and see more of the city as it goes. Something I'm definitely sort of thinking about recently is wanting to learn more history of the Philippines, because having been here for a little while, it's something you sort of get brought into the culture very nicely. Everyone's very welcoming. Filipinos are very hospitable people, but it's very rare, and I've actually had many conversations about like the history of the Philippines too much beyond sort of what I already knew about the sort of Spanish rule and then the American colonization that followed and things like that. It's really interesting sort of reading and understanding a little bit more. So it's definitely something I want to look up more. So if anyone does have any recommendations of places to see, maybe books to read, people to sort of learn about. I've started to learn a little bit about Jose Rizal recently. I know he was imprisoned here in this very fort many years ago. But if anyone has any recommendations of places to visit, like I say, books to read, or any videos they can send me, please just hit a link in the comments below, or DM me on Instagram. I'd love to.
During the American occupation at the turn of the 20th century, it became the legislative building of the Philippine Commonwealth. At one, the President's House at the top.
This other little museum bit there, I think that's a stroke of genius, building the models of great monuments here and buildings out of Lego. That definitely made it more interesting. I've never seen that before anywhere but in my life. So nice to get a breeze down here along what I think is the Pasig River. Not too sure which. Definitely a struggle coming here on such little sleep, trying to sort of read and take in the information. I do find it really interesting. Just feeling a bit jaded. Like I said earlier in the video, I only had a couple hours sleep, so I think I'll definitely have to come back here. Maybe learn a little bit more before I come here as well, so I can actually really sort of take in what I'm reading here. But looking online as well, I didn't realise how big this place was and how interesting, how much there is to actually see here. Look online, it looked like it was just a small little fort, but I'm actually really enjoying this. I'm really glad I've done this. I think it's definitely the start of me sort of exploring the city more, seeing what Metro Manila really has to offer outside of the usual BGC, Makati. I mean, I live in Quezon City, so I know the city around there quite well. But yeah, in Intramuros, there's so much more to do here than I had first thought. I think there's loads of amazing little cafes and restaurants as well that I was looking at online, so I think I'll definitely have to come back, maybe make a separate video on such things. But yeah, it is hot. Now I probably should have a bit of a better tan, having been here for a long time. I do go between here and England, usually avoiding the English winter, but I think just due to the heat here, I'm sort of out in the evenings and early morning. I don't really go out too much during the middle of the day. Normally use those hours to sort of be in aircon, focus on work, just get myself to the gym, which is 50 metres from my house. So basically I'm not getting a lot of sunlight, which is not good. Although I'm not sure being out in this right now at 35 degrees is that healthy either. But a little bit of sunlight won't hurt me. But with my pale British complexion, it definitely will burn me. But yeah, so I'm going to have a little bit more of a wander around. I'm going to come back and bring my fiance. I'm not sure she's actually been here either, to be honest. I'm definitely going to come back, try and pick a bit of a cooler day when I come back and enjoy this a bit more better rested, and having learnt a bit more before I come here as well, so I can really sort of take in the information. So there's a lot to take in, there's a lot to sort of read and learn, and having sort of previously done a bit of self-education on this would be a lot easier for me to sort of take it all in, I believe.
Tell me when.
So high and hot beyond belief. I think I need to get out of here. But I probably enjoyed this actually. I don't know how much more I'm going to see of Intramuros today. I've done this on a bit of a whim, like as I was down here doing my visa, as I said earlier in the video. God, just being on white stone here, reflecting off me, I look like a ghost. But yeah, no, really enjoyed this. It's actually been really nice to sort of get out and do something different, as opposed to just sort of living normal day by day life. I suppose in some ways you sort of, when you're in a place for a while, you sort of lose the first to sort of see more of it, if that makes sense. Other than obviously sort of travelling down to the islands and seeing the mountain ranges and the province areas, but actually coming here and seeing things in the city has been thoroughly enjoyable. I think I'm definitely going to do a lot more of this to enjoy my time more here as I go. But I think maybe I'll have a little wander around now, so I might do something else which you might see. If not, I might be heading back, getting out the sun. I've got a lot of things to get on with today anyway, not the UK. Yeah, and if this is goodbye, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Please like, share and subscribe. This will be a new channel and I'll be uploading twice a week for the next 2 years minimum is what I've set to myself.